Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a concept that could completely change how you see your own mind. Imagine your consciousness is like a vast, deep ocean. Every single day, every thought you think, every word you speak, and every action you take flows into this ocean. Everything you see, hear, and experience becomes part of this inner world, leaving impressions deep within you. In Buddhist psychology, these impressions are called seeds, and they're stored in the deepest layer of our mind, a place known as the store consciousness. Some of these seeds come from our own lived experiences, things that have happened to us directly. But others are inherited, passed down through generations like patterns of thought and behavior, or what we might call habit energies. As long as these seeds stay dormant in our store consciousness, they just lie there quietly. But the moment something triggers them, or waters them, they burst to the surface of our awareness. They become active, powerful forces that shape our daily lives. Think about it like this. A flower seed you plant in the spring will bloom by summer and eventually create more seeds. Our inner seeds work in the exact same way. Whether they are seeds of love or anger, hope or despair, they have the potential to grow and multiply within the vast field of our mind. So when a seed is activated, where does it go? It rises into our mind consciousness. This is our waking, thinking mind. This is the part of us that experiences the world day to day. You can think of your mind consciousness as a gardener. Its most important job is to tend to the garden of your inner world. It is responsible for nurturing the wholesome seeds, the ones that lead to happiness and peace, while making sure the unwholesome ones do and take over and choke out the good stuff. Every single thing we do, whether it's through our body, our speech, or our thoughts, originates from this mind. This means that what we allow into our consciousness becomes the very food that sustains our inner life. That's why it's so incredibly important to be mindful of what we consume. And I'm not just talking about the food we eat. I'm talking about what we consume through our senses and our environment. Our senses, our eyes, our ears, our sense of touch are like open gates to our mind. Everything we see, hear, or feel enters our mind through these gates. So, our mind consciousness has another crucial job. It must act as a guardian. It needs to choose carefully which impressions to let in and which to turn away at the gate. This is where mindfulness comes in. With mindfulness, we can learn to identify the seeds of kindness, joy, and understanding already within us, and give them the attention and care they need to grow strong. At the same time, we can learn to recognize and avoid feeding the seeds of anger, fear, or jealousy. We can choose not to water them. In this framework, when a seed becomes active, it manifests as what's called a mental formation. These formations like love, hate, fear, or even mindfulness itself are not simple single things. They're complex, made up of many different elements, and they only arise when the right conditions come together. A flower needs water, sunlight, soil, and time to bloom. In the same way, our emotions and thoughts need specific conditions to surface. Let's take fear, for example. Fear isn't just one monolithic feeling. It's often a blend of anxiety, doubt, and misunderstanding. When those elements gather in our mind, the mental formation of fear appears. But here's the hopeful part. Fear, just like a flower, will eventually fade if the conditions that support it are removed. All of our mental formations, whether we label them as positive or negative, are stored as seeds in our store consciousness. They can be triggered by something we see, something we hear, or even just a memory that pops into our head. Wholesome seeds include things like love, gratitude, forgiveness, and generosity. Unwholesome ones include anger, jealousy, and craving. For instance, you may not feel any hate in this particular moment, but the seed of hate exists within all of us. If a situation comes along that waters that seed, perhaps you witness a great injustice or experience a deep betrayal, that seed can quickly grow into a powerful emotion, flooding your mind with stressful thoughts and physical tension. The longer that emotion stays active, the deeper its roots grow. On the other hand, imagine a time when someone who truly understands you offered a kind word. That simple act can bring the seed of compassion into full bloom within you. If you spend an hour with a person like that, you are essentially consuming an hour of loving kindness. You are watering that beautiful seed, and it grows stronger. This is a continuous cycle. Every time a seed manifests in our mind, it feeds back into the store consciousness, reinforcing itself. This is why it's so essential to consciously nurture the good seeds and intentionally avoid feeding the harmful ones. Start to become mindful of what triggers your unwholesome seeds. Is it certain types of media, specific conversations, or even dwelling on past memories? Once you know your triggers, you can choose instead to water seeds of healing and peace. And this doesn't just apply to ourselves. We can support one another by watering the wholesome seeds in those around us. Acts of kindness, offering a listening ear, showing understanding and love. These are all powerful forms of nourishment for the consciousness of others, but the opposite is also true. If we constantly provoke fear, anger, or craving in other people, we are effectively poisoning their inner life and in turn our own. The path to transformation begins by looking deeply into the roots of our own suffering. We have to discover what nourishes it and learn how to change its diet. This transformation starts in the store consciousness. Through the practice of mindfulness, we can learn to recognize when negative mental formations arise. We don't have to fight them or push them away. Instead, we can embrace them, calm them, and look deeply into their nature. Insight arises from this gentle, curious practice, and with insight, we find freedom. When feelings of fear, anger, or pain surface, we can call upon mindfulness to be present with them and ease our suffering. Think about it. When these difficult emotions remain dormant as seeds, our mind is calmer and our life is more joyful. But in today's world, it's a real challenge. We are constantly consuming emotional toxins, images of violence, narratives of fear, expressions of hatred from the media, from difficult relationships, or from replaying painful memories. These impressions relentlessly water our unwholesome seeds, making them stronger and more likely to dominate our lives. But here's the key. If we stop feeding them, if we consciously remove their nutriments, they will weaken. They will begin to fade. We will no longer be consumed by anger or fear, nor be controlled by harmful cravings. And there is one special seed in our store consciousness that is our greatest ally in this work: the seed of mindfulness itself. The more we water this seed, by practicing meditation, paying attention to our breath, or simply being present in our daily activities, the stronger it becomes. And since all seeds in our consciousness are interconnected, a strong sense of mindfulness can help transform even our most difficult and stubborn emotions. Mindfulness is like a torch that shines a light into the dark corners of our mind, helping us see clearly. It gives energy to the seeds of wisdom, compassion, and forgiveness, qualities that are absolutely essential for true, lasting peace and happiness. Without wisdom, forgiveness, and compassion, happiness is fleeting. But with them, we can transform ourselves from the inside out, and in doing so, help nourish. In every seed lies the promise of life. In every breath, the whisper of awareness. And within the depths of our own minds lies a garden just waiting to awaken. Welcome to the Seeds of Consciousness, a mindful journey. Our modern world is relentless, isn't it? Endless notifications, looming deadlines, and crushing expectations. In the middle of all this chaos, we lose something truly precious: presence. We find ourselves living on autopilot, moving, talking, doing, but rarely just being asterisk. But what if you could just pause? What if, instead of constantly racing through life, you could root yourself in the stillness of this very moment? Awareness is the first seed of consciousness. It's that gentle act of noticing your breath. It's the silent observer that lives within each of us. Let's try it now. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. Feel the air as it enters your nose and as it leaves your body. There's nothing to change, nothing to fix. Just observe. This simple act is awareness, noticing without judgment. It is the very beginning of the journey inward. Mindfulness isn't about escaping reality. It's about embracing it fully. Every sound, every sensation, every thought, even the uncomfortable ones, they are all part of your inner garden. Imagine this. Each moment is a seed. Each breath is a drop of water, and each act of presence is pure sunlight. And slowly, day by day, something begins to grow inside you. But not all parts of the garden are bright and sunny. We all have weeds, old wounds, lingering fears, and stubborn habits. Consciousness invites us to face them, not to run from them. It asks us to sit with our discomfort, to witness our anger without becoming it, to feel sadness without drowning in it. This is not a sign of weakness. It is profound courage. The courage to meet yourself in the darkness and still choose to grow toward the light. On this journey, remember that kindness is essential. To others, of course. but perhaps most importantly, to yourself. We often carry around so much guilt, shame, and regret. But what if you decided to water your soul with compassion instead? If you can, repeat this softly to yourself. I am doing the best I can with what I know. And then, I forgive myself for not knowing better before. This is how we begin to heal. This is how we truly bloom. Think about a forest. No tree stands alone. Their roots are interconnected, sharing nutrients and support. Just like that, we are all connected through love, through suffering, through joy, and through pain. When you awaken to your own consciousness, you start to see it reflected in others too. The stranger on the street, friend who smiles through their sadness, the child, the elder, and even those you profoundly disagree with. We are all in our own way, just walking each other home. Mindfulness isn't a place you visit on a retreat. It's a way of life. It's something you live asterisk. When you drink your morning coffee, just drink it. Feel its warmth, taste its flavor. When you listen to a friend, truly listen with your whole being. When you walk, feel the earth beneath your feet, supporting you with every step. The past is only a memory. The future is pure imagination. But the present moment, this is life. It's happening right here, right now. As you continue to water these seeds within, you'll start to notice a shift. A little more peace, a bit more clarity, a deeper sense of presence. And then one day, without forcing it, you will bloom. Not because you became someone new, but because you finally remembered who you've always been. The world around you will still be busy. The chaos won't disappear, but you will be different. You will carry within you the seeds of consciousness. You'll know how to breathe, how to be, and how to grow. And when you see others feeling lost in the storm, maybe, just maybe, you'll be the one to help them plant their first seed too. This journey is never truly over. But every single step you take mindfully is a step toward freedom. Thank you for walking this path with me today. If this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to join our community. May your inner garden thrive. May your heart remain open. And may you always remember that the most beautiful journeys begin from within.